This client reply took my manager 47 minutes. This one took 2. Same question, same team. Most teams pay for that gap every single day and call it normal. I run operations for a team of 10 managers. No developers, no AI budget, no time. I built the system that closed that gap in 3 days for under $20 a month. I'll show you all 5 steps. Fair warning, step 4 is the one where almost everyone fails. It's also the one that keeps your internal pricing from leaking to a client. By the end, you'll know exactly which piece to build first for your own team. Here's the question that started all of this. A client writes, I want a summer camp in the UK for my 13-year-old son. He loves football. Budget is £2,000 a week. Simple, right? Watch what actually happens. The manager opens a shared drive, 48 folders. Each one holds PDF brochures, 5 to 20 pages, different formats, different languages. They scroll, they search, they cross-check prices that may or may not be current. Then they type a personalized reply and send it. I timed it, 47 minutes, for one reply. Multiply that by 5 to 10 requests a day across 10 managers, and you're losing entire workdays to looking things up. Information the company already owns. Stick around. At the end, I run that exact football question live, no cuts. You'll see the 2-minute, 17-second version with your own eyes. Now, the time loss is the obvious problem. It wasn't the worst one. When I sat down with the team, 4 hidden problems turned out to be more expensive than the minutes. 1. Expertise bias. The quality of the answer depended on who picked up the chat. One manager knew Switzerland inside out. Another knew the UK. Nobody knew everything. Same client, different manager, different answer. 2. Stale data. Prices change every season. Nobody tracks all of it. Clients were getting last year's numbers with this year's confidence. 3. Leakage risk. Our internal margins lived in the same folders as client-facing content. One tired copy-paste on a Friday evening, and your commission structure is in a client's WhatsApp. 4. No standard. Every manager wrote replies their own way. No baseline, no way to say what good even looks like. If any of that sounds like your team, a group running on tribal knowledge and scattered documents, keep watching. Every one of these 4 gets fixed by the same 5 steps. Before I touched any AI tool, I spent day 1 just looking at what we had. Boring? Completely. Also the reason this project worked, while most team AI projects quietly die. 3 things came out of that audit. First, those 48 folders of brochures from camp providers. Raw material, ugly formats. Some were beautiful 20-page PDFs with the price hidden on page 18 in a footnote. Some were scanned tables. One provider sent prices in an email thread from last March, and that email was the only place they existed. This is what real company data looks like, and no AI tool fixes it by magic. Second, and this was the gold mine, handwritten selections our best managers had already sent to clients over the years. That's not just data, that's the target output, written by the people who know what a good answer looks like. Third, a spreadsheet with 195 rows of partnership terms, commissions, markups, the stuff a client must never, ever see. Remember this file. It comes back in step 4. The lesson. You can't automate what you haven't inventoried. Your team's best past answers are the most valuable data set you own, and you probably already have them sitting in sent folders. Step 2. Instead of feeding the AI a pile of PDFs, I built one structured card per camp, a plain markdown file. 3 sections. Top, a metadata block. Age range, price per week, visa difficulty, sports offered, languages taught, a couple of special flags. 10 lines, maybe 12. Think of it as the index of a book. Without an index, you read every page to find anything. With it, the AI jumps straight to the 3 camps that match UK, football, 13 years old, £2,000, without reading a single brochure. Here's the concrete version. The client asks about football and a £2,000 budget. The system scans 40 metadata blocks in one pass. Price under budget, 11 camps left. Age 13 accepted, 7. Football in the sports line, 3. Only now does it open those 3 cards and read the actual content. That's the whole trick. Filter on structure first, read text second. Middle, the human readable content. Description, program, dates, a link. Bottom, a section labeled internal. Partnership terms from that spreadsheet. Locked. More on the lock in step 4. Honestly, I wasn't sure this card idea would beat just dumping documents into the AI. It felt like extra work. Then I tested both, and the difference wasn't close. Structured cards answered in seconds and got the filters right. The document dump missed age limits and quoted last year's prices. Step 3, production. 40 cards in 3 days, and I didn't write them by hand. The pipeline. For each camp, the AI gets 3 inputs in priority order. The curated selections from step 1 set the tone and structure. The original brochure fills in exact prices and dates. The spreadsheet feeds the internal block. But there's a step before the AI sees any of that. Remember those ugly brochures from the audit, the 20-page PDFs, the scanned tables? Hand a messy PDF straight to a model and it skips columns, or merges 2 price tables into one. So first I run every brochure through a free tool called Market Down. It turns any PDF, Word file, even a spreadsheet into clean, plain text the model can read top to bottom. Unglamorous, and it kills half the errors before they start. The AI drafts the card. Then one rule I don't break, verify every number manually. Prices and dates are exactly where AI is most confident and most wrong. Wait, let me say that more precisely. It's not that the model can't read a price, it's that a brochure has 3 price tables and the model picks one without telling you it guessed. So, language, trust the model. Numbers, check yourself. That split took the review time down to a few minutes per card. In practice, I caught about 1 price error per 10 cards during review. Each one of those would have gone straight into a client conversation. 10 minutes of checking against an awkward apology later, easy trade. And once a card exists, it's reusable forever. Price changes? Edit 1 line. Every future answer updates itself. But before we get to step 4, the one that protects your margins while everything else does the talking. If you're the person who has to make AI work without a dev team, subscribe. One real system like this every Tuesday, with the numbers I actually got. But let's open step 4. Here's where that 195-row spreadsheet becomes dangerous. Internal markup sitting 1 copy-paste away from a client chat. A generic, "Please don't show this" prompt is not protection. Models forget polite requests. So the instructions do 3 specific jobs. Job 1, a filtering algorithm, not a vibe. A strict priority chain, age first, then language, then budget, then visa difficulty, then interests. The AI walks the chain in order, every time. That's what makes 10 different managers get the same answer to the same question. Job 2, 2 output formats, built in from day 1. Full version for email, short version, 2 or 3 sentences, for WhatsApp. The manager types short and the format flips. You will need both. I promise you'll discover this on day 2 if you skip it. Job 3, the lock. The internal block never appears unless the manager types an exact trigger phrase, something like show partner terms. Not, what's the commission? Not, what do we earn on this? Only the exact phrase. A client-facing answer physically has no path to that data. That lock is the difference between a cool demo and a system you can actually hand to 10 people on a Monday morning. Step 5 is the one nobody makes videos about, getting real humans to use it. I did 3 things. First, loaded the cards and instructions into a shared AI workspace. That's the part ChatGPT gives you out of the box for about $20 a month. No servers, no setup beyond drag and drop. Second, wrote a 1-page cheat sheet. How to ask, how to switch formats, what the trigger phrase is. 1 page, not a manual. Nobody reads manuals. Third, and this is the part I'd argue matters most, I picked the 2 most skeptical managers as the first testers. Not the enthusiasts, the skeptics. Why? The person who called this another AI toy started answering clients in 2 minutes. After that, the rest of the team followed without a single meeting. Enthusiasts convince nobody. Converted skeptics convince everyone. Within the first week, I also learned what the cheat sheet missed. A lot of the source brochures came in English. The cards and every answer come out in Russian. Nobody was sure the system would bridge that cleanly. It does. Lesson: your rollout doc should answer the questions people are afraid to ask out loud. And that first week of comments didn't just sit in a doc. I collected every complaint the managers left me and turned the loudest ones into fixes. 3 came up most. 1. When we had no camp in a country, the bot used to offer a different one. Client asks for Italy, it pitches Cyprus. Managers hated that, so now it refuses honestly. No camp in Italy in our base, full stop. 2. It was eyeballing prices out of big tables, so now every number runs through a calculation step, line by line, never a guess. 3. Long chats made the answers drift into half English, so the rule became 1 client, 1 fresh chat. The version they use today is not my day 3 build, it's the one they argued into shape. That feedback loop is the step most team AI projects skip. They ship the builder's guess, then wonder why nobody uses it. Build for a team, and their first week of complaints is your real spec. A new hire on day one now produces the same quality answer as someone with 3 years of experience. The old expertise gap, one manager knows Switzerland, another knows the UK, nobody knows everything, that gap is just gone. The promise from the top of the video, same client question, UK camp, football, 13 years old, 2,000 pounds a week. Old process, 47 minutes of folders and PDFs. New process, on screen, no cuts. The manager pastes the question, the system walks the filter chain, and returns 3 matching camps. Prices, dates, visa notes, links. Formatted and ready to send. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Look at what came back. Each camp has this season's price because the card was updated last month, not last year. The visa note is right there, which used to be a separate lookup on a government site. And there's a ready to send link for the parent. Now the manager types one word, short. Same 3 camps compressed into 3 sentences for WhatsApp. That's the second output format from step 4, earning its keep on day 1. One honest caveat. The system is only as current as its cards. If nobody updates a price, the AI repeats the old one with total confidence. The discipline of maintaining 40 cards is real work. It's just 20 minutes a month instead of 47 minutes per client. Let's close the loop with the numbers. One reply went from 47 minutes to 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Across 5 to 10 requests a day and 10 managers, that's hours of expert time coming back every single day. Build cost, 3 days of my time. Running cost, about $20 a month. No developers touched it. And the 4 hidden problems from the start? Expertise bias, gone. Every manager walks the same filter chain. Stale data, gone. You update a card once and every future answer inherits it. Leakage, locked behind the trigger phrase. No standard. The output format is the standard now. You probably don't sell summer camps. Doesn't matter. Say you run an HVAC company and clients ask which service plan fits their building. Say you're an agency and every brief starts with the same 20 questions. If your team digs through documents to answer repeating client questions, the pattern transfers as is. Audit what you have. Structure it into cards. Generate with AI but verify the numbers. Lock the sensitive layer. Roll out through your skeptics. 3 of those 5 steps are pure discipline, not technology. That's the honest part nobody tells you about AI systems. If you want the next build, subscribe. Next Tuesday, another real system from the inside, with numbers you can check. The exact card template, the metadata block, the internal lock, and the filter chain is linked in the description. Free. Adapt it to your product in an afternoon. One question for the comments. What's the one repeating client question that eats the most time on your team? Tell me below. The best one might become the next system I build on camera.